Hi everyone, today we've got a 2015 transporter with twin electric sliding doors, and the problem we've got is that when we come to close the door, it doesn't always close. It kind of comes back and then opens again. So it'll work now, I bet you. Yeah, so I'll stop it now. Oh, there we go. My foot didn't actually touch then. It did actually go back on its own. So that's the problem we're having. It's coming part way and then it clicks back open again. Oh no, he's done it that time. Okay, so the problem I've had a look at is you've got a cable inside here that runs inside here, and that cable can go slack. So you can buy a kit on eBay to replace the cable, or I've also seen where the cable goes around the motor, the pulley, you can actually pull up some slack on that. So what we're going to do now, we're going to take this panel off. We're going to have a look at this panel here. So on the electric door, it opens there. We have got one screw there. We've got that screw there, and then we've also got a screw. We've got to take the lamps off here. And to take the lamps off here, we've got one screw there and one screw there. And then once you undo those two screws, take the screws out, grab the lamp and push it that way. There are two clips behind here, so take them off, push that way. So that's the lamp off there. And then what we do is, on this clip here, we push down on this bit here, there, the nail is there, push that back, that opens that, and you pull this off there. So this is the screw we need to take out. It's a Torx T25, so we're going to pop that out of there. So now that screw's out there, we now need to take this panel off here. So because these are electric sliding doors, what we'll do is put them into manual. So if you go in here, you'll find a manual button in here. So it's the bottom one here. Press that. That should be in manual now. I'm not sure if you need the ignition on or off, but let's try that. So this shouldn't power at all now. There you go. There's no power, and it's quite heavy. So there we go. So the reason why it's in manual is that we don't want to trap the end bit in here. So now we can prise it off now very, very carefully with plastic tools, plastic trim tools. We take it off there very, very gently all the way around. And then let's have a look and see what we've got behind. So this is the panel we've removed, and it's well known that these clips tend to crack. These clips break usually when you take them off. So we'll have to replace all of these here, all of these clips here. It's a bit of a job to get them off. It's not easy to get them off without breaking them. So they clip in, one clips into there, and these are the difficult ones, the ones underneath here, because you can't get to it underneath and you can't get to it from the top. You've got one in there, the same here, you've got one here, and you've got one here. You've got one in there, you've got one in there. I don't think you've got anything around the end here. So this is the cable we've got here. What happens is we get slack in this cable here. So what we'll do is we'll open this cover here, and I believe when we open that there'll be a pulley there, and I think you'll see some slack in the cable in there. So if the cable is ruined, kinks, anything like that, then we'll replace the cable. You can get the cables from eBay, I think for about 20 quid a kit. Oh, here's the cable here, look. As you can see, there's a lot of slack in there. I'm not sure how tight it's meant to be, but it does look quite slack on there. So we'll take this cover off, we'll have a look, and then we'll come back in a sec. So that's the cover off, and you can see the cable coming in underneath here, comes round underneath into there and into there, Now, what I've seen on a previous video is that you can wind this back a touch, take all the slack up, and then feed this cable, instead of sitting in there, take it through, over and back into here, and that takes up all the slack on here. So that's what we'll try and do now. With the cover, pulling off the cover, we do have tabs that click over there. So when you're bringing them off, be very careful that you don't break these tabs. These need lifting up over the tabs when you lift it off, and there are two underneath as well, quite awkward to get to, so do them carefully. And what I've got is a tool with a hook on it like that to get them off there. Okay, so it was quite a bit of a job. What we've had to do is unwind one coil, so this goes round one coil, comes back up through this line here, and then the tit at the end kind of sits inside there. Okay, so what I've done is I've unwound it one coil, pulled the teat out of here, fed it up, pulled it down here, and it's there. If you can see it there, the teat is now there instead of being there. So we've taken maybe 10 mil of slack out of there. It's quite tight getting it back around here because we've taken up all the slack off there. So what we'll do now is put this cap back on, put the 2 screws in to try it, put the door in auto, and give the door a go. So that's the cap back on with the 2 screws in there. So what we'll do is, I think before we put it in auto, what we'll do is open it by hand. So we'll just get the handle, it's in manual now, isn't it? So we'll just feed it back, make sure everything's okay in there. Sounds good. Stops there. Bring it forward. To there. And then go back. To there. Everything sounds good so far. Okay. So, moment of truth. Might need the ignition on. So we put that in back in auto, and I think it should go. That's worked to there. Let's give it another couple of goes. Back to there, let's try it again. I'm quite happy with that. Let's do it another few goes. And I'm quite happy with that. Maybe it's ever so slightly too tight because it does kick back when it opens. That might slacken up. I'll show you what I mean. When it goes back, that's it. It just kicked ever so slightly there. We'll compare that to the other side. This is the other side. This one needs doing as well. Comes back. Stops dead there. Okay, so I think this might. Yeah, I would say it's slightly too tight, ever so slightly, and that's why it's kicking back at the very last second. Options with this now, we can either be happy as it is for now, it'll obviously loosen up over time, or we can replace the whole cable. I'd probably go with leaving it as it is for now, because it seems to be working, and if we ever get any trouble again, it's quite easy for me to open it up again and change the cable. Okay guys, hope this has helped for somebody. One other thing, these clips here are, oh dear God, without my glasses, can't tell what the number is for them, but I'll find them and I'll put it in the description. And for one panel you're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. Okay guys, I hope this helped somebody. Cheers guys and ladies and everyone.